We are going to operationalize the Solid Waste Management, Sustainable Solid Waste Management Act of 2021, which provides for circular economy. Material recovery process is a critical one, where what we are trying to look at is to make sure that we use waste to generate wealth. So for Nakuru, and in context, and I'm aware of this, and this is something we've been working on. I'm happy I'm moving to national government to be able to help. Is that our plan in Nakuru was our strategy has been to make sure that we have zero waste. And in that respect, our plan was to decommission the Kyoto dam site and Naivasha. And we have been able to secure 25 acres of land in Kilkil, where we're going to set up the material recovery facility. Meaning, therefore, awareness creation in terms of resource recovery will have to be done, especially at the household levels, so that whatever is only not able to be reusable can be dumped in that site under landfill engineering process. So we expect that we'll be able to segregate up to 50 to 60%. We've tried in the last 3-4 years, and especially in the last 3 years to be able to do that. Whatever you are seeing in Kyoto dam site was the dumping that was done long time ago. The first dumping that was done in the Kyoto dam site is 1974. So if you look at what we do, especially working with who are private waste service providers in Nakuru, and we expect that to happen in the rollout throughout the country, is to be able to encourage county governments to develop the circular economy mind in terms of how can you be able to refuse what you don't want as citizens, reuse what is reusable, and recycle what is recyclable. So that is a strategy under solid waste management strategy, which we are going to operational. It is already in Parliament, the regulations, and we will be able to work on that in terms of delivery of the service. It is one of my first assignments as a new PS in charge of environment and climate change in the Ministry of Environment and Forestry. I did, during my vetting process, promise the Environment Committee, which I am happy to report that the chairman of the vetting committee comes from Nakuru East, our MP, Honorable David Kekaria. So I will work closely with the Department of at the National Assembly to fast track the process. And it is something that needs to be done. You know, waste is wealth. And we want to encourage our people to be able to really see that it is part of my short term. The beauty is that the regulations under the extended polluter pay principle is at Parliament, and I did promise that as soon as they resume back in February after the recess, it is one of the things that will be on the table. It is, in fact, there are 8 regulations that are under the National Environment Management Authority that are in Parliament as we speak. We have the extended producer pay principle, we have e-waste, we have even the deposit bonds, and so many others. So 8 of them we will be able to push. And extend the producer pay principle is one of the key things that we want to done. The regulations are done. We expect them to pass. Kajiado has a material recovery facility that needs to be enhanced. So we need to go back to the basic step. For you to succeed in the material recovery, the zero waste strategy, it has to start with awareness creation. And it start with the household. It has to start with the people. And I think for Nakuru, we've been able to ingrain that. And we are seeing a lot of positivity coming from the population. And I want to thank the residents of Nakuru for supporting us in that mandate. And therefore, as we roll out this program and looking forward, mobilizing resources, finances for Nakuru. And we have had discussion with His Excellency, Her Excellency the Governor, Susan, to be able to also support the process. In any case, solid waste management is a devolved function. So we are just providing policy direction and strategy as national government, but you expect that the county government will take lead on the same. We don't have any option but to make sure that it happens as instructed. 15 billion trees, 300 per person. I'm happy that already, as media, you've been able to segregate and say it is 300 seedlings by every Kenyan. If we are able to do that at the house, for every Kenyan plants 300, we'll be able to take it. But now, one of the key strategies is that we just worked on the Forest Management Act and strategy to be able to roll out the plan. We have And critical is how we can be able to segregate, how to bring in the private sector, how to bring in the 4K clubs, no, the schools. And even the raising of the tree seedlings is critical for us to be able to roll out and get to that target. I know in the first 5 years we are supposed to be able to do 5 billion,
Yes.
and then in the next 10 years is 15 billion. We can say we can be able to do 1.5 billion every year, but the start is critical. So we are working on various models. One is also to be able to track on technology. You might have planted trees in your per day, but we might not have picked it. So those are some of the things that we'll be able to see how that comes in. So the rollout will be in every aspect in every person's life, whether it's a wedding, a birthday, or a celebration. Kindly plan 2, 3, 4, 10 trees, and we'll be able to track that through our app that is being developed through KFS and Carefree. Secondly, as I have indicated, is private public partnership. That is so critical. Working with our schools is important in creating, inculcating that knowledge from the children as young as they are. The way we used to do it earlier on when we were young. I think that is a mandate that we need to be able to do. And and then incentivizing. One of the key things for us to be, as we do the 15 billion, that is going to earn a lot of foreign exchange and earnings to Kenya. One of the things that we are working on in cooperation also with the National Assembly is to be able to operationalize Article 6 of Paris Agreement, where we are supposed to have the compliance on carbon markets. I know it's been voluntary, but critical that needs to happen is one is how can that be validated? How can we have legal and policy framework so that it is compliant? So we want to encourage people to plant trees and see how that could be enhanced. So it's something that there's a big rollout, a massive rollout on climate change mitigation measures. You talk about the loss and damage fund that has been agreed at COP27, but we hope that they will be able to put in financing for mitigation and for also process of compensation. You are aware about the rising levels of the lakes. We need to compensate the people in Baruk, for example. But that is that's come out from the loss and damage fund, which is a global fund. We got something. At least they approved the loss and damage fund. At the negotiation, they had refused. So they have approved it with quite a number of conditions. So we expect that in COP28 we'll be able to push more. At least I know there has been, it is neither here nor there, but there is a start in everything. I know we've not honored COP27, the 100 billion, and we expect this other one to be honored, but there is a progress. As we engrain, as we do policy, as we inculcate processes, I think a time will come when we'll be able to deliver on that mandate. So there is some positivity and looking forward to more coming out, especially in COP28. I look forward, yeah.